because this thing we call man is an anatomical masterpiece. It's so mystical but yet so majestic until when God decided to dwell among men, he took upon himself the form of a servant and fashioned himself in an anatomical earth suit and became a man. He was the God man. Theologians call it hypostatic union. He's very man and very God at the same time. Man is what I like to call Anthony, an anatomical wonder. He's an anatomical wonder because he consists of a pantheon of tissues and systems. He has an organ system, a muscular system, a circulatory system, a nervous system, a respiratory system, a digestive system, a excretory system, an endocrine system, a reproductive system, an immune system, lymphatic system, a skeletal system. But how's the inside of the skeletal system is a part of the anatomy called the arm, and on the arm you have the hand, and on the hand you have what we call fingers. I'm trying to get somewhere quickly, and out of all the complex parts of the human anatomy, it's the hand that stands out from everything else. With my hand I can touch, with the hand I talk, with the hand I drive, with the hand I breathe, with the hand I work, and sometimes I can see with my hand. That's why blind people can read with their hands, because God is so wonderful. He puts sensors inside your fingers. I dare you to reach down and touch something without looking at it right now, and your mind is going to send a message to your finger, and your finger going to send a picture to your mind, and you're going to be able to see simply because your hand has the ability. God is so awesome that he uses the hand, and the hand is good. The hand would not be nothing without the 5 digits that we call fingers and a thumb. You understand the thumb and the pinky finger and the ring finger and the middle finger, but I want to talk about the index finger, because it's the index finger that we use to point. When you know what the index finger is, don't you? In the Latin, it comes from a Latin word, indicatus. Indicatus simply means to point something out. It's the digitus secundus in the Latin. It's that finger called the forefinger. It's called the pointing finger. If the gangster, it's called the trigger finger. You know, it's the first finger, and the second digit on the hand is located between the first and the third digits. It often represents the number 1, and if you're nasty, you use it to pick your nose. You do know what the pointer finger is, don't you? It is that pointer finger that God uses. And see, because Apostle Smith, it is impossible for us to experience the what of God without being able to explain the who of God. What God decided to do was further reveal himself to us through us. In other words, God uses me to let me know who he is. So he takes my finger and my hand to show me how bad I am. God is so bad that he made me in his likeness and in his image.